It's an energy reading for the Egyptian connection. Okay, so I'm going to start with Thoth here. Actually, Isis was what I pulled first. I had her out here already and I picked her up because I wasn't sure if I should put her away. And then when I picked her up, I felt a very intense Egyptian connection, and I could feel that that was a significant lifetime that you have had. You have had a significant lifetime in Egypt, and that is something that your guides really wanted to bring up. And then I did pull several crystals. I have 10 crystals here, including my one kyanite shard. So one very small crystal, and also my eagle feather here, and that is most likely representing Thoth as well. And then I have my Thoth picture here because I don't have a statue of him. And this one obviously is in black and white. It's not the color version. And we actually had an artist draw that for us. And but in this picture, it's harder to see since this is the black and white version, but he's actually holding the Ankh, which is the symbol of eternal life or physical immortality. Okay, so this connection was coming up very intensely, and especially this connection with Thoth. I've never pulled his picture out for a reading before. Not to say I'll never do that again, that won't ever be something that I feel to do, but just as of yet, I had never pulled that picture down off the wall. I had to unpin it. So it's obviously something that your guides really want to come across with. Okay, and speaking of guides, though, I definitely have a guide coming up, and this for sure is Thoth. This for sure is Thoth. Okay, so this is a master guide. So Thoth is Thoth is your master guide. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start into the crystals. Okay, so I have my kyanite here, like I said, and I have my selenite, and I actually used these together when I surrounded the room to create my sphere, and also when I surrounded us, dropping my kyanite. Where did it go? Here it is. Okay, well, that basically landed next to the Thoth picture, and I'm feeling to put it on that. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, kyanite is all about communication. It's all about your throat chakra. Thoth is also all about communication. He's the writer, and supposedly he created the alphabet. This is the type of deity that he is. He's a deity of knowledge, wisdom. And so he is about communication. He is a writer, so he is all about communication and communicating his wisdom, communicating his authority, his knowledge. And another thing that's coming through is his words of intention, and not just spoken words, but he also means written words, and intending. He's actually saying magic. Almost like an incantation. So, okay, so he's wanting to explain this a little bit. So basically an incantation, or like a spell, this is an intention that you're putting out, and basically it's just something. It can be one word, or it can be a sentence, it can be a few sentences, and basically you repeat it over and over and over and over, almost like a mantra. And you are just repeating this either out loud or you're repeating it in your head, or it can also be something that you write down and you just say it over and over and over and over. But I would say the difference, and this is kind of what's coming in, the difference really between just saying a mantra, okay, like if you're chanting, for instance, you're chanting 108 times, and that's just naturally how many times supposedly you're supposed to chant. Um, but in the case of an incantation or in the case of a spell, it's a little bit more intuitive. Um, and you're not necessarily calling on a specific deity or something. You're saying with your own power just something over and over and over and over and over. And what you're doing is you're feeling an energy. You're feeling an energy that's raising. And so if I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, money quickly comes to me or something, for instance, that popped in my head. So that's what I'll use. Okay. And now I'm just saying this over and over and over. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, money quickly comes to me. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, money quickly comes to me. And as I'm saying this over and over and over and over, this energy is going to bubble up and bubble up and bubble up and bubble up. And if I'm aware of the energy, if I connect to the words that I'm saying and I connect to my energy body, which becomes easier as a person just does this more and more often, becomes more, it does it more frequently, and so they observe this energy as it's charging and they become attuned to it, then this becomes easier and easier to feel when it gets to a building point where now it's charged and ready to go out. And so basically, even the person's voice who's saying it would get louder. At first, it would start softer, maybe even slower. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, money quickly comes to me. But by the end, the person will be saying it a lot louder and probably a lot faster. And then they're going to feel this charge of energy like a surge. And then they'll visualize that this energy, or this is one way that they can do it, they can visualize this energy going out, and then basically it stops. Basically it stops, or they might say it a few times again slowly. And so it's more, like I said, of like an intuitive thing. Okay, now why is it that you want me to explain this? Like, hello. Okay, so Thoth is just pointing to his throat. Whoa, my throat is burning all of a sudden. Woo, Thoth, ow. Thoth is pointing to his throat. I see a picture of him pointing to his throat, and he's kind of making this like screeching kind of bird sound. And then he's just saying very simply, words have power. That's why he's saying this. That's the reason that he's saying this. He wants to get across to you that your words have power. Your words affect things externally. Okay. And yeah, I had kind of forgotten what your questions were because I don't even have them up right now because your guides didn't even really want me to pull them up. And you did have a lot of questions for the half-hour readings. Maybe that was part of the reason. I don't know, but no, I feel like it's because there are specific things that they want to speak about. That's the reason. There are some really specific things like this Egyptian connection that they want to talk about. But as far as he's reminding me, you were asking about gifts. You were asking about your gifts, and basically he's saying this is one of them. This is one of them. Your power to intend and manifest And yes, everyone has that to an extent, but he's still saying that some people have a gift for it, or, different people have different ways of manifesting something. This is something that I do a lot. Like, if I know you're familiar with a lot of our videos, and you're really excited about your reading, so you're probably like really into a lot of our videos. But which video is that? I think it was the Starseed Ability video, or no, the Healing Ability video, healing and psychic abilities, the one of the recent ones we made. I was talking about how I would just say this isn't real, and it would change something, it would affect something. And that's the way I do it. Wolf does it in a completely different way. He doesn't say anything, but he changes the frequency through his energy, and still with his intent, but differently. He normally doesn't say something over and over. That's the way I do it. That's certainly the way that Thoth would most likely do it. He's all about communication. So he is specifically talking about incantations, spells, and chanting too, but in the way of spells, like like singing or speaking. So that's why he's saying chanting, because it can be almost like sung or said in a rhythm, but not like chanting to a deity or something. He's specifically talking about an incantation or a spell. Okay, so he's showing me that you are creating a sphere, you're visualizing a sphere of sacred space, you're calling guardians into the sphere, you're speaking something, you're building this energy, and then you are basically casting the spell, you're sending it out. He's saying that this is something that you'd be very good at. Feeling frequencies, charging, not just speaking something with that intent and affecting external things. That's a power that you have, he's saying, which he's saying that you can build upon to the point that something would just instantly come to you in an apparent way. So there wouldn't be this illusion of time. Once you were better at it, once you were more comfortable and secure with your gifts and how they are operating. Okay, that's the word. That's the word he's trying to get at. Confident. Okay, so once you're more trusting of your abilities that they're going to work, then they will manifest more quickly the things that you desire, the things that you would want. Okay, so now I have Isis coming in, and I see her like with her wings. She's wrapping her wings around you. Um, I don't feel like this is necessarily Isis herself either, but there is an Isis connection here. Okay, so it is her. But at the same time, there is another female energy that she is kind of allowing herself to represent. And this just feels like some kind of guardian, protector, female kind of energy. And she's coming up with these black wings. So black is a very protective energy. It's a cloaking energy. It cloaks you in protection. It hides you. It hides you from anything that could thwart you, anything that could come towards you negatively. So Black is a very psychically protective color. But the other thing that's coming in is that it's also a psychically advanced color since it most represents the feminine energy. So darkness represents the feminine energy, which is your inward self, your psychic self, your psychic awareness. It also represents your desires. So it represents something that serves you, something that calls you. Whereas the masculine manifests, the feminine desires what should be manifested. So this is this stirring, this calling that ends up spurring you to take an action. So this is, it's like there's this feeling of like your soul like calling out. Your soul is calling out to do a certain thing. And I get this she's wrapping you in protection, but she's also sending this energy around your feet. She's protecting your path, and she wants you not to worry. But I almost have a feeling that in some ways not that she's not speaking to you consciously, she is. And I'm speaking out loud and you're going to hear it consciously, so obviously it's for you consciously as well. But I almost get the feeling that she's also speaking to your soul. And your soul's purpose is going to be done. And she's saying, so she's also almost sending this energy to your soul, like almost like this contract that you have, this mission that you're here to do, it's going to be fulfilled. And this deeper part of you does not need to worry that this won't happen. Not that your soul or your reality would worry, but at the same time, this isn't your reality though exactly. This somewhat, but this is also just your subconscious, a deep part of your subconscious that knows what it's here to do. And she's speaking to that part of you as well, and not to worry that you're going to fulfill your mission here, that you're consciously, subconsciously, you know what it is. This part of you knows what it is, but that you're consciously going to know what to do, and you're going to be able to fulfill it. You're going to have the means to fulfill it. And incantations will help with that. Not only because it helps you to be able to manifest on the external world, but also because it helps you to get in touch with your energy and know how to read energy, how to read your own energy and your own energetic cues, and even from your guides, to be able to sense them more, but like sense their direction more. So you won't necessarily feel them standing next to you really intensely, or you might, but that's not even what they're getting at. They're getting at, you'll just be able to feel these waves of energy more, which means you'll be able to move with it. You'll be able to be guided and directed more easily by your guides, because that's how they communicate. They send energies to you. That's how they're going to communicate to you. Okay, yeah, this was something that came up at the very beginning when I had to pull down the Thoth picture, and he's holding out the Ankh, which represents physical immortality. That was the other thing. I got a feeling that that is something that you would actually resonate with as completing for yourself. And they're saying that that is a possibility. They're saying that that's definitely a possibility for you in this lifetime. But you would have to really get in touch with your energy, also for the reason of removing deep blocks, past life issues, parental thought forms, childhood thought forms. So they're saying that you have a lot of thought forms to remove in order, which everyone would, in order to um, in order for you to change your DNA and where what were you just saying? In order for your body to be able to support this new DNA and the changes that would have to take place. So your energy has to be clear enough to flow through your body and this new body and to create this new body. Or in other words, yeah, to align this old body, to align this present body, so that it is perceived in a new way, so that it transforms itself. So it's the same body, but it is transformed. That's all that they have to say. All right. So thank you so much, the Egyptian Connection, for allowing me to do this reading for you. And I truly hope my camera is doing something weird. Okay. So thank you so much, the Egyptian Connection, for allowing me to do this reading for you. And I truly hope that it has benefited you on your path. Thank you. Namaste.